Welcome everybody to the RT LGBT podcast, or the Pridecast Reloaded. Now, we got a new RSS feed and stuff, so we're now Pridecast Reloaded, just like the Matrix.
Pridecast Electric Boogaloo.
Maybe that's what I'll call this episode. We'll call it Electric Boogaloo. How have you guys been? I did not introduce you. I apologize. I am completely off my game today, apparently. So today with me, I've got Paul.
What's up?
And I got Hayl.
Hello.
So, how have you guys been?
Been good.
Surviving.
I feel that. Oh boy.
Yeah.
We're in July now. We're the 1st of July, and it's just tiring. Whew.
Yeah. We're only halfway through the year. Halfway through 2020.
I do like the idea of next year is just 2022. Just like 2020-2. It's like the second. It's like in the...
2020 Electric Boogaloo.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly.
Except though, that's also implying that everything that came with 2020 is gonna happen again. So.
I'd say no, it's like a do-over. It's like we failed our first test and the teacher is nice enough to let us do a retake.
So this one would be 2020 Reloaded.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. We're not doing an Iron Man run of XCOM or whatever. We're save scum. We're beginning from the very beginning again. Just be like, okay,
let's do this again, but better this time.
No World War III. Let's
no murder hornets. No, no pandemics.
Yep.
Just gonna have a good, clean 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody still comes out and does their and we have like serious talk about, sexual harassment and all that stuff, but like now we also we don't add on to the shit that is COVID. It's just we're ready for it. We start out supportive. That's like the ideal, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. How did we get here?
You know what? It is July, which means it's Wrath Month.
Yep, Pride Month, now it's Wrath Month.
Although this past June wasn't Pride Month, it was Wrath Month 1.
Yeah. Oh gosh. At least we did get the we got some positive stuff from like the job job discrimination stuff. We got some.
Yeah, there was some good news.
Yeah.
Some not so good, some good.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
It'd be like that.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to?
I've just been playing GTA.
Yeah, we finally got me GTA for the PC.
Oh, nice.
I've been playing it on Xbox.
Are you guys playing with
primarily
the Big Bike crew?
I've been.
Nice.
Yeah, I just started on PC, so otherwise I usually play like with surprisingly mostly British friends on Xbox.
I feel that a lot of my friends when I was on Xbox was also we played GTA on, and they were all British. Why is that? I wonder if that's like a recurring thing for the RT community.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. If it is, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if it isn't, also like,
Wink.
comment, and subscribe.
Wink.
I should ask my friends at RT UK. I was like, how many of them play GTA regularly?
Yeah, I've been playing with the people at Big Bite for about 2 weeks now, something like that.
I'm glad I hopefully I introduced you to them. I love those guys. They're great.
They're great people.
Yeah, I'm good friends with Joe. So he's also how we're getting, and I guess we can make the announcement now. We're getting an RT LGBT gaming jersey.
Oh yeah.
And I actually have one.
Gimme.
Already because I got the first test print of it. And I'll post a picture of that here when this podcast comes out. And it'll come out, and then I'll also on Twitter we'll be like, we'll do it same day. So you two are getting special early knowledge of this.
Thank you.
We're the first to hear
this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's a rainbow heart logo over the jersey, and it's got RTLGBT over it.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Baby, we need to save money for that.
Oh, gotta save money for a lot of things.
Yeah, well.
Come on, send us that $1,200 stimulus check, please.
Oof. Oh yeah, I remember I think we've talked about it at one point. Was it the last podcast that went up about I think we talked about it then. I don't remember. I'm like combining a bunch of different conversations in my mind.
It's probably the podcast we meant to re-record, but didn't.
Yeah, and then that episode was supposed to come up Sunday, this last Sunday, and I was like, I was having a tough day. I was like, you know what, just not coming out. That's fair. Editing that, because we also went like an hour and a half, an hour 45, I think. Mm-hmm. Editing that with some issues in there. It was just audio issues. Whew. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have been a little bit too much for me to handle, just time-wise.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else has been going on. The RTLGBT Minecraft server updated to 1.16.1. And that's been...
I am afraid of the Nether again.
Well, more afraid.
I was just getting comfortable with it, you know. Yeah, I still fucking hate ghasts, but like now it's even more terrifying because everything is messed up now.
Oh yeah,
it's so much terrifying.
And we all spawned in the frickin' Basalt Delta. Like, what is that shit? It's the worst one that we could have spawned in. Except for Soul Sand Valley. Soul Sand Valley is a piece of crap.
I just don't know what anything is anymore in the Nether. Everything's just so confusing and scary.
We should do like a class. We bring in samples from each of the biomes. I'll take a lead with a hoglin, and I'll bring a hoglin in and over, and we'll give it a name tag so it doesn't despawn, so we can just teach a class on the Nether update.
Oh my god!
This is a peglin. I'm gonna wrestle it.
Yeah, if you're not wearing gold armor, and Paul learned that the hard way about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I have not met one yet, so...
They're nice,
I met my first one.
Yeah, so if you're wearing gold armor and you throw a gold ingot onto the ground, Paul, they'll pick it up and they'll trade with you. They'll give you an item back.
Oh.
And that...
That's cute!
Yeah. And they also, if you're in a Crimson Forest, they will also hunt hoglins, and if they successfully hunt a hoglin, they have a 10% chance of dancing afterwards.
Oh my god, that's adorable.
Oh no, that's cute.
The annoying part is the baby hoglin, or the baby piglins, will pick up any item that you drop and steal it. And they... So you have to be careful.
So they're little gremlins is what you're telling me.
Exactly. That is exactly what they are. They're little anime girl, have you...
Gremlins.
I love that I can't unsee that piglins are anime girls wearing the hats. They're wearing, pig hats. Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't.
No.
Oh, okay. I think it's in gaming. I think I posted a picture of it a while back. I'll post a picture of it. Oh.
Oh,
that's Paul.
Oops. Paul.
Paul?
Paul, come back.
Baby, come back. Okay, you good?
Yep, I pushed the wrong thing.
You're all good.
Yeah, you were saying?
But I posted a picture of it a while back of, basically piglins just look like they are anime girls wearing hats, and I'll post the picture in Pridecast right now so that you guys can see it if it wants to let me post that picture. I should have posted that in Podcast Secret, or Pridecast.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
That is cute.
You're right.
I can't unsee this now.
And they're just adorable. They're adorable anime girls.
I cannot unsee that.
Yep.
Good. Speaking of adorable anime girls, so I just finished watching my first Gundam series.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
My friends introduced me to it. I had actually, when I went to Japan a couple years ago, I came back and I had bought a couple Gundams just because I wanted to try it out because it's such a big thing there. Obviously they have the giant Gundam. I have a picture of me in front of that giant fucking Gundam, and it's so cool. The life-size Gundam they have. I was so happy. But I just watched Gundam 00, and have you guys watched Gundam?
I don't watch Gundam.
It's been such a long time since I've watched any Gundam.
Okay. But now I'm in that world, and I'm like, fuck, this is a hobby now because I ordered a couple kits to make. And I'm like, this is gonna take my life. This is gonna...
One of my really good friends, they're huge into Gundam, and they're already in the rabbit hole, honey. It becomes a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I can feel myself slipping in because I just started another series, which is one that I think they actually covered in fan service, the Rooster Teeth anime show. It's Iron Blooded Orphans. I just started that. Oh my god, it's so good. And it's so gritty.
Yeah.
I just love. It's also the first anime I've watched in a while. I watch anime in stints, and it's normally when a friend of mine forces me to sit down and watch it. My friend Mike in high school, he was always telling me okay, we gotta watch this anime. I think we started off with Neon Genesis Evangelion.
It's a good one to start with.
And I had very different opinions from just about everybody else that I knew growing up that watched that show. And because people were like Shinji's so horrible. I'm like, fuck you, Shinji has trauma. Shinji needs to go to a therapist, and they don't send him to one. Come on.
At the same time, though, he was kind of being a bit of a spoiled, whiny baby.
His mom died,
Just
and his dad was putting him in a mech. No kid should have the fate of the world on their shoulders, and then have people.
Oh yeah, no, don't get me wrong.
That's enough in and of itself. That gives him a pass for anything, basically. Not they're within a realm of reason, but it gives it he can be an asshole, or he can be whiny, and I will not bat an eyelash at it, because you know what, he has had to do more than more traumatic things than probably just about any other human in that world has had to do. Also, his father can go suck a dick.
Yeah, no, we can all agree that his father's the worst character.
Yeah. His mother is my favorite thing ever. I want to wholeheartedly believe that Eva 01 in the song, have you guys ever heard the meaning behind the lyrics of the intro song?
No.
The intro song is basically, from what I understand, it's written from the perspective of his mother in Eva 01 trying to protect him. And I'm just and she can never tell him. And it's this hurts me.
This gives me the feel.
Yeah. And then my roommate, or not my roommate, my friend Mike, after that depressing shithole, was like, okay, now we're gonna go really happy, or like just over the top funny, and we watched Kill a Kill. That's
yes.
Yeah, that was, and I have the scissor blade now because of that, because I love Ryuko so much, and I loved that. But on Netflix at the time, there was only 24 episodes, and I didn't know that there was a 25th. And my friend decided to tell me that no, there was only 24. He knew the entire time, and he just baited me. And then I was so sad that Senketsu dies. Spoiler.
Spoiler.
I was so sad and heartbroken, and then he was like, by the way, there's a 25th episode. And I was like, what? I was so angry.
Betrayal.
Yeah, and then at the end, it's like, oh, she's got like a scarf, and it's got like it's got his little eye there, and I'm like, oh wait, no, what am I thinking? No, the scarf was earlier on than that. I'm like completely throwing around what I'm remembering. There's just, supposedly they tease that he's alive at the end. Like, that's all I remember. And then I was like, yes, that's all I needed in life.
Honestly, though, like, that whole show is a fucking riot. However, and this is going to be a cool thing that you're going to find out now, on the Switch, there is a fighting game that is Kill a Kill based, and it's called Kill a Kill If.
Okay, give me a sec while I pull out my Switch and buy that.
It's really cool because it shows an alternate reality.
What?
Yeah, where our main character is none other than the student council leader.
Ooh, okay.
And it's really cool to see it from that perspective. I haven't played the second half yet, which is the Ryoko version.
That's cool.
To see what the difference is there. Yeah. But it's cool. Like, it really makes you think about, like, what if it had gone that way.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna buy that now.
I highly suggest it. Like, it is worth it.
Weren't we just like looking through the games and whatnot for the Miku game?
We were just looking for shits and giggles.
We were looking for the Hatsune Miku game that just came out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but it hadn't come out at that point.
We were just scrolling
and
through
then
and
we realized that, and then we were like, aw.
Like, us being the weebs that we are, we're like, oh, look, anime. It's Kill la Kill. What?
And then I was like, baby.
We have to get it.
And then he was like, yes,
I know.
Oh
my god, I love Kill la Kill is so great.
It is.
What's that one that we
really
started
is.
watching?
Flip Flappers.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen like the first episode of Flip Flappers.
That show goes from 0 to 100 very fast.
Yeah, it does.
It seems like a Trigger anime, but it's not a Trigger
anime. It
anime.
does definitely feel like, so yeah. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, when we were watching it, I was like, this feels so
It's
Trigger.
so gay. It's so gay, though.
It is.
Like, oh my god. Like, without spoiling anything for either of you,
okay.
like, it gets so heart-wrenching. Paul's gonna cry.
Yeah.
I cried.
I already told him, like, I cried. I fucking cried.
Yeah.
Okay?
They told me, like, when they were bringing it up, it's like, let's watch a feels anime. And I was like, you're gonna make me cry, aren't you?
Yes. Yes.
I cry at, like, almost any, like, slice of life anime.
Same. I cry at just about any anime. I cried from Gundam. I didn't think I would. I cried from the dumbest shit.
Some people do that, though.
So, do you guys care if I spoil something that happens in there?
I don't care.
Paul, do you?
Yeah, just go for it.
Okay, so in the first season of Gundam 00, Lock-On, which is one of the pilots of one of the Gundams, dies, and he dies in an attempt to kill the person that caused a terrorist attack that killed his entire family when he was a kid. But before doing that, he sends off his Gundam and his little helper friend, which is a little Haru, like a little ball friend that's like a little AI, and he sends that back to the ship, and then nobody knows where he is, but they see the Gundam coming back, and they're like, oh, thank God he's okay. And then they try to contact him to like make sure he can like get in okay, and all they can hear is the little robot that's like his little friend, like in the cute little voice, just continuously saying his name over and over again, and it's just sad. Like and everybody's just like, he's not responding, and then I cried from the little robot just saying his name over and over again. Oh no! And I didn't die from the I didn't cry from the actual death. I cried because of a robot's reaction to the death, and I just
because it was so human.
Yeah,
right?
It's just like it sounded like a little kid like calling for like this person that they wanted, like, and it's just it broke me a little bit, and I just started crying.
Just hearing that's giving me feels.
If you want to feel any better, in the second season, they find out they get his brother to pilot his old Gundam, and his brother looks exactly like him, sounds exactly like him, is also a sniper like him, and then has the same voice actor.
So basically, just it's him, but not.
Exactly. And I saw that, and I was like, but they actually, later on into the second season, they make it better because they show how much he did care about his brother. So there is this emotional reaction of like these two brothers that were kind of estranged from each other because they were always compared to each other. Like, he comes to terms with it, and then goes to get revenge on this guy that caused it. Yeah, but I hopefully that makes you feel better.
It do.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Speaking of heartbreaking anime, have you guys watched Akame ga Kill by chance?
I've read and watched a bit of it.
Okay.
I've watched like 5 episodes so far.
That
one's sad.
That one is very sad, and
no one wins.
Oh my god, like
no one. Absolutely no one.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, for my friend, when he introduced me to it, he said it's like the Game of Thrones of anime. And I was like, shit.
That's actually the proper response.
Yeah, and
honestly,
I was like, okay, well, this character seems like they're the type of character that'll at least make it to the end. Nope. I got attached to this one character. I'm like, this character's totally gonna make it to the end.
Nope.
One of first ones to go, and I got more angry and sad over this side character death than I did any other death in that show, and my friend was amazed by it. He's like, you latch on to the most random shit, and I just fucking hammer it in.
That just reminds me, like, if someone has seen something and then like they know what's about to happen, then they like just reinforce like, oh yeah, this character's great, and they're like, yeah, I love them, and then they die.
Yeah,
like so depressing.
Like that reminds me, like in the Game Grumps when they were playing Shadow of the Colossus.
No.
Like, Aaron's like, yeah, this horse, man, he's fucking great. And Dan's like, yeah, I love this horse, he's so great. And then they do this one, like, right before this one scene, and then the horse fucking, spoiler, dies.
Oh my god.
And then, like, and Danny's like, you fucker, you knew. You knew that was gonna happen.
Some people are just evil like that. My friend that introduces me to all these animes is exactly that way. Mm-hmm. And then when I turn on him, he has the biggest grin on his face ever because he knows it's coming. He knows I'm gonna turn on him, and he's like, "Do it, you just do." Oh my god.
I can't say anything because I'm like the same way when I know something's about to happen. If I've seen it. And it's like, yeah, this character's great. Wait a minute. Wait, no, that's not right.
Fuck.
And I just got the smuggest look on my face.
Oh my god. That same friend of mine is also, him and I used to, like, during my high school days, he and I would stay up until like 3 or 4 a.m. talking. You would think like gaming or something, right? No, we were talking about the philosophy of behind the anime. We were the fucking...
That's the best kind of friends. I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I miss that interaction a lot because we'd be like... and we'd be talking about Evangelion and we'd be like, well, like... this idea of, like, everybody coming together so they could, like, recognize each other's flaws. Maybe that's the way. I would be like, no, that's not the way to go, because then there's no individuality. It's like we would talk we would go into, like, the full philosophical detail. And I think my friend, he ended up getting a philosophy minor, like, based off of these conversations that we used to have.
That's incredible.
That's so cool, though.
It was so funny. I think we did it off of Kill la Kill too, but we didn't do it as much. It's just about, like, I think it was a mixture of, like, talking about capitalism and innocence.
Well, that and, like, the whole idea of, like, clothes are everything.
Yeah. And it's like vanity versus just, like, being true to who you are, sort of thing, is kind of one of the conversations, I think.
Conforming to an idea versus having your own ideas.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
I'm trying to think of, like, other really deep one. Gurren Lagann, which I know you like, Hayl.
Yeah.
We talked about the philosophy between, so, like, for anybody that hasn't watched, like, halfway through Gurren Lagann, basically the entire tone of the show changes. At that time, there's this clock that's, like, determining whether or not, like, how many people are alive, how many humans are alive on the planet. And once you hit 1 million, something really shitty happens. And it was me and my friend would have, like, this lengthy, in-depth conversation about whether what that person did was right, to be, like, counting these people, like, also if the Spiral King was not the Spiral King, Jerome, was right in doing the things that he did by, like, subjugating humanity so that they wouldn't die. And it's like, you gotta weigh these things back and forth. There's also...
Yeah, it's such a huge conflict.
Yeah, and I love that.
No, it's a really, like, the philosophies behind anime is so fucking profound.
It is.
Like, people don't even realize, like, a lot of the animes out there are to make you think.
Oh, for sure. And Gurren Lagann really does that well. Like, the whole idea of, like, would you, like, they're walking down this path of destruction and like heat death. Like, they're going towards like everything being synonymous, and that's what the Spiral King is trying to stop. Right? He's trying to stop people from basically pushing it further and further so that they get to this point where the universe is basically gonna just die. And he's like, you gotta trust that people will try to figure out a way to stop that. And that's his entire argument, is like, you gotta trust in people. And I love that. And it's, you know.
Yeah, it is a very thought-provoking of ideas. Like the biggest one of the biggest ones being when we like what, second episode in, we meet the cult.
Oh yeah. Oh, they are so interesting.
Yeah. No, that whole thing, like, oof.
Yeah, that's that is crazy. And then that's such a moral conundrum of like the.
It goes back to that one story you read in like high school or middle school called The Lottery.
Oh, I know exactly. Yeah. Oh my god.
It goes into that kind of thought, and it's fucking depressing.
It really is. It also reminds me of that movie, or the book The Giver, I think is what.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where it's like there's this one profession of people that like they retain the ability to like remember war and color and individuality and all the like these things, and then whenever one of those people dies, and if they haven't given it away to somebody else, everybody gets it. And so like you know, I loved the idea that at the end of that book, like, somebody dies or intentionally dies and gives everybody else the ability to like free think again. It's empowering people. Empower people to make their own choice. That's my favorite anime trope.
It's a very powerful one. Like, it just brings this idea of that, you know, trying to conform to just one idea is not necessarily the greatest thing in the world.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's something very relevant today. I'm not sure if you guys are in touch with like what's going on in like Hong Kong right now. Did you guys happen to?
Oh yeah, we know all about that.
Yeah, we know about it.
Like that's very relevant to that situation of like people being able to self-determine and show independence. And the fact that I'm saying this on a podcast that's going to be going up onto the internet, onto Google Play, onto Apple, that's good. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to whoever might now. I might just not be able to go to China now or Hong Kong, but you know, because I'm openly talking about this horrible shit that they did. Sorry, I get very passionate about that. Just
I don't blame you. Like, honestly, it was a pretty backhanded move.
And in the fact that they didn't even announce like the actual wording of this law that was gonna affect all of these people, and then like a 15-year-old that was like that just held up a flag or something, or had a shirt on that said like pro Hong Kong independence, got arrested. And it's like based off of this stupid law. It's like, oh my god, how
it's crazy.
It's absolutely nuts. And then at the same time, like, I also today watched a video from this YouTuber called Windover Productions, and he was talking about this war, this not really war, but like this bidding. I guess it's like a bidding war between Taiwan and China, for getting basically these smaller countries in the Pacific to identify Taiwan as a country so that they can get foreign aid and other help if they need it. And China doesn't actually care or need to help these countries. It's not like they actually have any stakes in the Pacific to that extent. The only reason that they are trying to outbid Taiwan is so that those countries stop recognizing it as a country.
Yeah.
And there was like an example of a couple, I forget which Pacific Island countries it was, that the second that they revoked their identifying of Taiwan as their own independent country, China gave them like $100 million or several $100 million of foreign aid. It's just like, Jesus Christ, how more blatant can you be?
No, it's crazy.
And it makes me realize that, like, if we were in an anime, like, there are these two horrible, well, there's more than two, but it's like these two governmental factions that are horrible. The United States right now with Trump, and then like China being a piece of shit to just about everybody, and then you could also say Russia at the same time. That's, you know, how
that's a whole nother story entirely.
It really
like
is.
We could go on and on with the politics of this, but like basically right now the East is not looking great.
I'm starting to think that we're in the plot of some really horrible book that's just like I'm trying to think, in the exposition part of it, and we're just waiting for that thing to snap. And it's just like, it's horrible and dreadful. And I'm sorry I took us to this very dark place.
But I mean, it needs to be talked about. Like, it's a very important subject to consider, because I mean, whoever listens to us, you know, some of them might not live in America, might not even be aware of the situations that are going on.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff, and it surprises me on a continual basis. And at some point, I thought I would not be surprised by it anymore, but that is completely untrue. I'm still surprised by the audacity and the severity of some of the crap that people are trying to pull, our governments are trying to pull.
Yeah, it's a lot, to say the least. But I mean, on a happier note, like, we also have all these countries making breakthroughs in their governments. Like, sometime within the past couple of years, I mean, India finally recognizes transgenders, and also, if I recall, they also legalized gay marriage.
That sounds correct. I believe you're right. I'm double checking. I'll be the Gus.
But yeah, no, like, we have all these. We still have all these good things. Too.
Oh, for sure.
Like, that's something that, like, I want everyone to understand, is like, just because there's all this shit and all this stuff being thrown at us, like, it doesn't mean that everything sucks now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely bad things going on in the world. That's not new. That's been going on forever, basically. But there's also good stuff that happens, and we have to recognize the good stuff and hold on to that good stuff, because that's what gets us through.
That's what gets you up in the morning, and that's what gets you going. Sure. Like, even if, like, you have depression, like, it is a way to just go, you know, my brain sucks, the world sucks, but at least I have these small things.
I mean, I like, in that same vein, RTLGBT is one of those things for me. Like, personally, I don't watch as much Rooster Teeth content anymore, but I love the community, and that's why stick around, and that's why I still run the group, because I care about the people, and I feel like I'm happy to see it still grow, and I'm happy to see people have a safe space to enjoy the things that they like.
And that's the most important part, at least for LGBT, is having that safe space.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've been in the group for just over a year, maybe like a year and a couple months. And I don't think I've ever not felt safe or welcome.
I'm glad to hear that.
There was a time that I had to leave for a while due to some personal drama between me and another member, but, like, honestly, I still came back. Like, once the fans all died down and everything, like, it didn't change the fact that, you know, this place still is somewhere that I want to be. I just needed a break with, you know, moving to Montana to live with Paul here and all that.
Man, I'm so happy that a relationship has come out of this server as well. Like, a couple of them, I guess, have actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, a couple of them now.
Yep. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Ours probably is the craziest, though. Let's just be honest.
I think yours is the most talked about, except for maybe Kitty and Sammy. But you guys...
Ours is definitely the most chaotic.
Yeah, there's a reason why they call ours the chaotic conversion.
Oh, for sure.
Like...
Yeah, actually, a year ago, right around now, on the 5th, actually, so Sunday, that's when Hayl and I first met in person.
Oh, yeah, because Ronan B and you guys came... Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, we were gonna do the fireworks, but it was raining on the 4th, so it got postponed to the 5th. And then that's where I met Hayl, and immediately it was like a light switch, and we're like, oh, I can be weird around you, and that's cool.
Yeah, it was like, oh, hey, this is a person. And for me at that point, you know, it was, oh, this is my person.
Yeah. Immediately it was like, hey, let's make gal faces.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Oh,
And
well,
immediately,
and then
Rowan
ever
and B were
since,
like,
B
oh,
and
no,
Rowan
what
have
we done?
regretted it.
Yeah, I think they talked about it in the last the first episode of the Reloaded. That's and they were talking about being the reason behind you two coming together, and I just thought it was really funny.
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely hilarious when you're the outsider in that.
Yeah. And then
But now poor Rowan and B, you know, they have to deal with the repercussion of it.
knowing that they put us together.
Hey, you know, I'm an ordained minister. If you guys ever need it, let me know.
I mean, you'll hear it here, folks. I mean, we would totally be honored if you did.
I'd love to do that. I'm doing my best friends here, one of my best friends here in like less than a month. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I would be absolutely happy to also have some LGBT marriages in there as well. Just get y'all in.
Oh yeah, no. We'll talk about it
For
post.
sure.
But yeah, no. Like, it's thanks to this server and to so many of you that like I've been able to meet Paul and oh god, I'm gonna get mushy now.
If it weren't for this server, I never would have met Hayl.
Yeah, like honestly, thanks to this server and to so many others, like I'm in the healthiest relationship I have ever been in.
That's awesome. Now I'm gonna get mushy. Ah!
Well, and like for those who don't know why that this is important. Like, I've been through abusive relationships. It's so hard after you've experienced and been in one to find trust in someone like that again. Like, it can be so hard, but like, there is hope out there. Like, having this experience has given me hope. And, you know, for those listening, like, if you're in that kind of situation, like, I hope this gives you hope too.
That's an awesome message.
Getting me all feelsy in here.
Well, I mean, it especially, like, if you have depression and stuff too, like, those days where you feel like, you know, you just, what's the point in living? Like, eventually you will find that reason, whether it's a person or whether it's a thing that drives you. Like, you will find that reason that you want to stay.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be hard, like, for sure. Like, it was hard for me. It sometimes still is. And Paul's seen that. It's not a fun place to see me. But
Can confirm.
But at the end of the day, when, you know, now that I finally have my meds after a long while, like, I am still so thankful that I chose to live.
I'm happy too, because
We're all happy.
I would hope so.
We're all happy to have you here.
I couldn't be happier right now that Hayl's in my life, because, like, you know, I've moved out here, lived by myself for 3 years, and that can be incredibly lonely to be all alone.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, then, like, I joined the server, I started talking to Hayl, I had Esley move in with me for a few months. Then Hayl moved in with me. Esley moved out.
And for me, this was like my first big move out of state and out of my hometown. Like, this was such a huge deal for me.
I couldn't be happier to be with someone that I care about and that I love so dearly. And
this is officially a relationship podcast. You guys can handle it from here. I got it.
Oh, that's right. We still gotta do that with Sammy and Kitty.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I'll figure out.
We gotta do that at some point.
I think that would be a fun one, like, for next year's Pride. Like, just showcasing some of our LGBT relationships.
Oh, I wonder if I could convince my partner to come on here.
Oh, they could do it.
Hey, that would be so awesome.
My partner's in this.
Like, I would be honored.
My partner is in the server, but they just aren't. They're active in the RT cosplay community. They you know, there's only so many inner like smaller communities. I feel like a person can really be a part of as like a super active participant.
Yeah.
So they're in here.
Like,
they're just lurking.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually even check it all that often. So. But I know they're still in here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Are you really
sure?
sure?
Okay, now you're making me check. Yeah, they are.
Oh, good.
But yeah, no, like, I totally understand.
And it's all thanks to RT LGBT.
This has actually all been a really long commercial for...
Join RT LGBT and you too could find love.
Nope.
Well, it's not even just RT LGBT if you think about it. Like, it's the RT community in general. Like, technically, I found out about RT LGBT through, at the time, my partner at the time. And then, I didn't say anything for about a year. because like everybody, it was like, there are too many strangers here.
I think we still have that problem from time to time, and it just takes, I guess, some amount of trying our best to welcome new people into the conversation, and that can be hard.
Well, and it's even harder because a lot of us are introverts. Like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Just be like that.
I've had such a hard time hosting events because as an introvert, I'm just like, I'd like at something like I've had the thing be like, I really want this event to do well, but I also don't want to talk to a bunch of people.
Well, and also, like, to be fair, we don't make it easy. Don't.
Sometimes my events here have just kind of fallen a little flat, but that's also just kind of the nature of the internet, and also, you know, we have people all over the world in different time zones. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we have so many. It's unreal. And not just in like LGBT, like in the RT community in general. It's absolutely fascinating.
One of these last years, I talked with some other admins in RT World, and I discovered that RT LGBT has one of the youngest brackets of fans, or like active community members. And part of that, I think, is because we're a primarily online community, unlike a lot of other ones, which are like RT Austin and stuff like that, which all require people to like be able to go to meetups and stuff like that. They don't require it, but there are meetups and stuff like that in the physical world.
Yeah, and you would feel left out if you didn't go.
I found it very fascinating that we have one of the younger, I guess, slices of the RT audience, and because of that, I have been like as fucking protective of this place as I fucking can. I am mama bear to these, like, you threaten my community, I will fucking come for you. I will be Liam Neeson in Taken. I will get the training if I need to.
I think all of us older members
that's
are like that, though. Like, we're all very protective of our little gaylets. Put it in the way.
Yeah, like, there are already... Paul and I joke, we technically have 2 gay, quote-unquote, children that we just kind of adopted in our life. Yeah.
We're just like, you're our kids now.
Yep.
Like, as far as, like, when we've talked about, like, you know, well, what if we got married? We've even joked that, like, they'll be, like, the ring bearers.
Oh, nice.
Like...
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier today.
Yeah. It's just something fun for us to think about. Because, like...
How chaotic, you know, can we make it?
One of my biggest ideas is, have you ever heard of the Indian festival Holi?
Yes, I have.
I want to do that for, like, the ending of the wedding.
Instead of
throwing rice and shit, we're just gonna throw fucking colored dust at each other and just make a mess.
That's a bunch of... that'd be beautiful though if it was like rainbow dust.
Well, and like in the way that I explained it to Paul is like, and at the end of it all, like at the end of the day, I want to be able to have this dress that's absolutely filled with color. I want to frame it somewhere. And then, like, specifically the wedding that I have in my mind, like, I want to do something like a Viking wedding where it's just short, sweet, and we're holding swords.
Hell yeah. I can get behind that, so, yep.
We were saying, though, like, if we do have this wedding, we had to invite, like, the whole RT LGBT server.
Yeah.
I will be there. Like, I would happily. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. But, like, that's, like I said, the idea behind it is, like, just to, you know, have this dress that's filled with this happy memory of all of us joining together and just being chaotic and having fun and making a memory out of a happy situation. Because in a hi, we're gonna be mushy again for a minute. Because in a sense, Paul brought color to my world.
I can hear
And
that.
all of my friends and family also participated in giving me this color. And like I want it to feel as special to me as it does to everybody else.
It got me right in the feels.
Aww.
You're welcome.
Maybe why.
That's easy.
Y'all are adorable.
Like I feel like most people in our little community kind of think like I'm a bit rough around the edges, but like I'm really a softie, guys. Come on.
It's like an Oreo, like the crunchy like exterior, and then that could have been. I'm gonna stop right there because that could go weird real quick. I'm gonna just stop.
I get what you're talking about, though.
A soft interior.
I'm gonna head out.
I'm a head out.
Stop there before any other words are said.
Yep.
In any case, like, because I mean, the whole Festival of Holly is all about like happiness and love. So
yeah.
And they showed me a video, and it was just chaos and color everywhere, and I loved it.
I love that.
But yeah, I mean, and like that's I think in a sense gay pride in general, like it's beautiful and chaotic and just any sort of love in general, whether it be platonic or romantic or familial, whatever. Like love it is just chaotic that way.
Oh, for sure.
Definitely.
My partner is my chaotic half. Oh my god, we've been together for, I think we're like this. I want to say this coming winter will be 6 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's it's been a long time. God, we've been together since, I want to say actually no, it'd be 5 years. I don't know. I just remember.
Either way, a really long time.
A very long time. We actually met because of our mutual love of the game Destiny.
Okay,
nice.
And we were both on Tumblr running blogs that were ask blogs for characters.
Oh, nice.
And we got into a Kick chat, which was a bunch of these different ask blogs that were pretty popular. And oh my god, and they use she, they, so they happen to have a Nora icon as their Kick icon, and I like zoned in on it immediately. And that was the beginning, and then I think like a couple months of not pestering, but like me like talking with them. Eventually, I wore them down. And then from there, chaos ensued. And they,
as it does.
Yep, and 100% they bring out the chaos in me. So if like
every good partner should.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah.
I will 100% start like going on the most random rants and shit, and just do any random crap when I'm around them, and it's a lot of fun. I let myself loose.
That's so cute, though.
Hayl can definitely tell like when I'm in a very chaotic mood.
Yeah, so for those who don't know some of our lingo here, uh, feral is usually when you have a bunch of chaotic energy just letting out.
That's me, like, all the
And
time.
Paul is very much
Yeah.
that.
I think we talked about it on the first Reloaded episode, and because they kind of came up of who was the least feral admin or staff, and then they were just like, yeah, Zoey.
It's like, it's got to be you,
And-
or it's got to be Rowan.
But Rowan becomes the second Rowan is fed something chaotic from like Chino or B. It's Rowan.
Especially
Rowan
for
is
B.
gone.
Yeah.
All it takes is a little push.
Yeah, all it takes is a little push. And it's funny because the more feral they go, the more I offset that by like trying to be like, okay, break it up. And that's
Someone
normally
has
how
to
our
rein us
staffing
back
is, yeah.
in.
Yep. Actually, the first Reloaded podcast was essentially a slightly less chaotic version of how our staff meetings usually end up, because we'll have something to talk about, and then halfway through it we'll just bring up something random, and then it will be like a couple hour long talk about whatever.
Yep.
Oh God, I don't know. Alex has talked about making a Clash of Clans clan for RTLGBT, and I'm not sure if they figured it out yet. If not, I'll push them to do so. I'll remind them. But that's the type of chaos that ensues. Oh, I wanted to go back to something. So we were talking about come to RTLGBT, find them. Don't come to this server to find love. If it happens,
no, that's a
if
Oh, yeah,
if
no.
it happens, we're really if it happens,
It's actually very rare.
yes.
Like,
If it
let's just
if
be.
it happens, awesome. We're glad, we'll support it. Whatever. Don't come here looking for a date. Don't
Yeah.
if you come here looking for a date, we will not tolerate that, because we've had people come in here looking for a date. Not cool. This is just a safe space for the LGBT. That is what this is for.
Yeah.
There's an RT community called RT Dating that I would instead recommend you go check out. Just go check it.
Which will just subtly drop that link there.
Yeah. Don't come to our server for that. That's. I just wanted to make sure that I went back around to that real quick, because I didn't want somebody to get the wrong idea of what our server is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, no, ours was pure happenstance. Like,
yeah.
and that's with any relationship.
sure.
Like, it's usually pure happenstance.
Oh, definitely. I think any relationship that is currently on, like, from our server, it was just happenstance. It was natural. It wasn't like two people came on here looking. We're not OkCupid,
Yeah.
No.
Not to say that none of us are on. I'm on OkCupid, but that's not
Hint,
that's
hint.
not what this is for. Yeah, I just wanted to clear that up, because I realized that the way that we had talked about that might have kind of sounded like this is because
that was all just a joke.
Yeah, I
Don't
just
do
didn't want
that.
somebody coming on and like start DMing people, because also not okay. But yeah.
But if you do find love here, and it's natural, good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you. Good for you.
And I think we've been going for about an hour, so
Around that.
yeah. Thank you two for joining me again.
Of course.
Not a problem.
Always glad to come on here.
I'd love for you guys to be
Hell
the
yeah.
Gavin Barb of this podcast. I just need to find me a Bernie to also.
Yeah.
Sounds
or Eric,
good.
I guess because Eric's the new Bernie, right?
Eric is the new Bernie.
So
No one can stop him now.
If somebody wants to be our Eric, let us know in the comments. And this will probably be the first this will be coming out at the same time as the previous episode on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and those things, just because I wanted to have a couple episodes before we moved off of just being YouTube again. So if you haven't gone and checked out the last Reloaded episode, please go and do so. That was an all-staff episode minus Sammy. So, but Sammy will definitely have on in a future episode.
The couples one.
Oh yeah.
Yes, 100%. If we do a Valentine's Day episode in February, that would be the best.
Oh my god,
would be amazing.
That would be really cute too.
It'd literally be all of us just panicking.
I don't panic as much as you though.
Yeah, I don't panic as much as Sammy, so.
Oh
Sammy
my god.
just panics.
Yes.
I think
I don't blame them though.
I think I've induced a couple Sammy panics just being on the Minecraft server and seeing Sammy do something, and then all I do is do like the greater than sign, the underscore, and then the less than sign of like the I'm like looking face, and Sammy's like
Lol.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But, thank you guys so much for being on with me today, and thank you all so much for watching. Please rate us below, and thanks.
Bye.
Ta-ta!